water cooling a Titan X Maxwell with an HG10. Yeah, been there, done that. Let's try Kraken. A while back, I installed this aftermarket water cooler on my Titan X, and it's that HG10 Corsair. Problem with this adapter is that it does not use the screw holes right next to the heatsink, and so when you start applying pressure to get that connection between the water pump and the heatsink surface, it starts warping the card. And so you see what I've done? I've got a clamp on there that clamps it together, and it works. And when I unclamp it, it'll rise like 15 degrees and put that back on there. It works fine. So obviously it's not seating properly. I've screwed around with seating it a couple of times, taken it apart, reseated it, taken it apart, put massive amounts of compound, heatsink compound on there, and it never seated properly. And I think it's because of the architecture of this adapter. So what I've done is bought a different adapter, aftermarket adapter. It is this Kragen G12. The thing I like about this is it comes with these offset adapters that will use the holes next to that main heat sink. And so we're going to give this a shot. So I'll try to keep my big head out of the way. But maybe take this all apart. So I got this all pulled apart, and I took it. The nice thing is they add thermal tape to this, so this does have some passive cooling also on the VRAM of the card. But my problem with this thing is, first of all, the construction. It's all aluminum. This isn't a great heat sink for passive cooling. That's not my main problem. The main problem is the attachment points for this card. The attachment points for the Titan X Maxwell, is what I've got, is here, 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 and here. There isn't any attachment over here. It would be better if there was, but and these are much too far apart. It would help if there was one there, but there's not one there. So you've got this big spanse here and nothing over here to hold this card into place. The adapter for the water cooler attaches to this plate here and here and here, and so the water cooler sits above it, and this pushes on the card to make that connection. And so the more you push on this, the more the card wants to bend away from it, and there's nothing in this design really to deal with that pressure that causes it to want to bend. The best way to attach this is to add actually very little pressure. The more pressure you add, the more the card bends, and the more the seat is, affected by that. So that's my beef. Yeah, I've used this for probably at least a year, and it works. But I had to do a bunch of things to it, jerry rig it to make it work.
Oh, he ran the book.
So I've gutted this. Pulling out the fans, got to change the configurations. This adapter doesn't work with some of these older pumps. See the round adapter ring on this? That will work in this. This one is the older square adapter, and that doesn't work with this. This model. Okay, so this is a 2-pump system, and what I'm going to do is switch these. I'm going to put the square pump on the CPU and put the round pump, which is the newer one, on the GPU. Now I'm adding some heat sinks to this card. This portion of it is here. Okay, so there is the card, all prepared, ready to go. I put the brackets on.
Made of stone, there was blood next to bone, only heaven.
So I'm going to add this EKFC Titan X backplate I found on eBay. These backplates do provide passive cooling, and I just think it'll be a good addition to this. Also, it looks really cool. The thermal paste is applied, and we're ready to connect them. So here we are with the backplate on there, adapter, and is it working? That's the question. Well, 27 degrees. That's at idle. At idle before, with the way that I had it set up, even with a clamp on it, the best I could get is like 36. Should have shown you before and after, but super happy with this. Super happy with it.
You work real